Okay, yeah, okay. Still learning. All right. Let's, reminder, this is the first card, preservation. So once again, my first read, preservation. Virgos, you are incredible productivity, queens, kings, and royalty. You are able to achieve a lot. You're very meticulous, detail oriented. But I think, with that very, high energy, attention to detail, productivity focused personality, you're very prone to burning yourself out and pushing yourself beyond your limits. You take on a lot, not only, for your material successes, but Virgos are the only human sign, as in their symbols are the only symbol that is a human figure. The rest, like, are bulls or animals or scales, like for Libras, or a bucket of water, like things of that nature that aren't humans. So Virgos give a lot of themselves to the people they love. And so on this one side, you're overextending yourself in your work life, and you're usually overextending yourself in your personal life as well. So this is a reminder, like, thank you, dear Virgos. We love you. You are the mothers of this earth. But please preserve your energy as well. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because if you are depleted, you cannot give to yourself or the collective, and that's not good for anybody. Burnt out Virgo queen is not good for nobody. Okay. Love. So Virgos, another catch-22 of being like very productive people. I feel like some Virgos can tend to get lost in responsibility and can get really serious and forget to, and also you're very independent, like sometimes like a hyper independence. I think you forget to let people love on you, and you give off this energy like, oh, she doesn't need help, I don't have to do anything for her. And then you in turn, needing help, build resentment, and that cuts you off from connections with people that want to be there for you. They just don't know you need them. So I think, just like being a little vulnerable with love, letting the people around you see the weaknesses in your armor. You don't have to be strong and well put together, especially in your intimate relationships. Those are for that unconditional love where we are seen and loved and respected and valued regardless of how we show up, even if we're not put together, even if we just want to cry our eyes out or just lay in bed all day. Like, you have a tribe that will love you through that. So don't push yourself to be well put together, to keep achieving and excelling and keeping things in order. You can let down your walls and be a little vulnerable. Let that love in. Love yourself too. So it becomes easier to signal to yourself that it's okay to take a break. And with that, last card, learning. I think this is the central lesson you're going to have to learn through the year of the horse. Like, you might have, to your own detriment, been a little hyper independent in the year of the snake. And that could have been the behavior that year was trying to show you needs to be shed. So this year, really dig deep into your community, reconnect with your loved ones, let yourself fall in love a time or two, or spend a lot of time with your lover. I think you really need to be spending more time on sensual indulgences instead of just putting that pressure on yourself to be the one to keep everything together in all the aspects of your life. So I love you, dear Virgo. I hope that resonates. That was my personal interpretation of the cards, remember? Now I would love to see what our dear card creators had to say. So reminder, first card, preservation. showing up with hope in your heart, preserving valuable and useful traditions while letting go of those that cause suffering, and being a good person moves you forward on the game board of life. So right off the bat, I think you might be delayed in learning all those lessons from the year of the snake. There's still a little bit of shedding that has to be done here. And, you know, in line with this love card, you have to show up with love and hope in your heart. I think you have maybe had some jaded energy, which is understandable. You know, a lot of people put a lot of stuff on your shoulders. You're irritated. I get it, my queen. So just like remembering to keep that love in your heart, even though you are stressed out, and making sure you're letting go of maybe some negative thought patterns that are making life a little difficult for you. Okay, let me continue because I said I'd let them speak. Families, lovers, and friends all appreciate your sincerity and maintaining a steady flow of support and holding together your relationships. So like I said, Virgo, I know you have a lot of pressure. You hold things together on an interpersonal level, and on a career level, you hold pieces together. That is your specialty. That is acknowledged. People love you for that. Don't think you're being taken advantage. Staying true to your inner visions and enjoying music, art, dance, and other expressive arts stirs the imagination. The beauty you can enjoy can put a spotlight on which of your desires and fantasies you have a real chance to fulfill. So once again, you know, talking about the year of the horse energy is like all about new beginnings and investing in yourself and new initiatives. I think you have some great ideas here that might be a little buried under, you know, the weight of your struggles. So this is also talking about like preserve yourself by engaging in joyful activities too. And remember, like, engaging in joy is productive. It helps creativity flow and will help you generate some really great ideas through you know, embracing some activities that are just about pleasure. Okay. By following and trusting your intuitive code of moral conduct and questioning what others tell you, you can dive into sacred moments and plunge into the great collective unconsciousness that touches us all. Okay. Reminder, that was your preservation card. The next card we pulled for you all is the love card. Every morning, when the sun rises, we awake to the rebirth of possibilities. With self-awareness, we can commit to fulfilling our intentions for what we hope to accomplish. Whether we have hope or dread, our conscious desires put an internal spotlight on our inclination towards giving or devoting ourselves to God, Goddess, divine spirit, money, someone to love, or even drugs or booze. Our loyalties to God and or the world can become driving forces that move us toward growing, maturing, and reaching for the stars of fulfillment. When balancing the high and low winds that encircle dominating concerns, self-respect and respect for love and others are faithful guides for finding our ways to the ladder to higher chakras. So I think this is like talking about we need to dig into an energy of love. And this is not just you all. Like, this card wasn't specifically pulled for other signs, but there's been kind of like this general lesson here that we need to start digging deep and operating from a place of love and compassion for others and for ourselves. You know, we've just been like moving in a world that favors selfish, greedy, individualistic humans. And in turn, we have created quite the mess of a society that has fractured community, terrible morals, desensitized humans. You know, we have to reconnect with being motivated by the power of love. We need to not be motivated by the power of control or material success. We really got to tap back into that love of others. Some keywords to help with this card, because I think this one was a little tricky. Loyalty, love, faith, surrender, fulfilling adventurous dreams, romance, purity, joy, excitement, devotion, letting the inner child come play, decreasing self-centered words and actions. So yeah, I think you gotta surrender to love in this moment and every kind. I think you might fall in love this year too, Virgo, or if you are in love, deepen your devotion in your relationship. So, crack open those defenses you have and let love pour into you and through you. Okay. Last card for the Virgo. Learning. The book says, Shiva reminds us that learning in all its forms is a key element of life well lived. This learning includes mastery of the yogas. He also reminds us that it is not only the beginning of wisdom, that which comes from the discovering how to use our knowledge effectively in the worldly situations in which we find ourselves in. By keeping the mind of a student, we see that we gain knowledge in various ways. One is by contemplating our inner world and being watchful that we make choices that will help us live harmoniously. Another is to avoid promoting negativity through our own actions and interactions with others. So yeah, I think Virgo, as with a lot of people, the year of the snake, the energy we're coming out of, was a very emotional, traumatizing period of time for a lot of folks. There was a lot of losses of situations and people. And even though those people weren't serving us, there is still grief there. And I think there's some lingering pain. And that has kind of affected how you interact with others, how you love others, how you trust others. And I think one of your main lessons this year is letting love preserve you. So reach out to the loved ones you trust, the ones you know that really won't judge you. And even if you don't know, give people a chance to show up for you. This is a great time to deepen the emotional intimacy of not just our romantic relationships, like especially not just romantic, but especially platonic relationships. We need to start learning how to rely on each other in very deeper ways, because, having an isolated community is part of the reason why we are in the mess we're in right now. So lean on your people, let them love you, and in turn, that love will just bubble up in you and let it come out. Pour it into others. We all just need to become love tanks and doing everything we can to get ourselves on full so we can just keep on pouring into others and get everybody full of love. I know I'm an annoying optimistic person, but somebody's got to be, right? Okay, my dear Virgos, that was your year of the horse reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great year.